So Derek Carr is out for at least 2 weeks, possibly as long as 6, with something called a transverse process fracture in his back. I totally know what that is, of course, and could obviously speak intelligently about it all by myself, about the football implications of those transmembrane proboscis things. But I'm going to wait to tell you about it later in the show when Stefania Bell stops by. Of course, Carr wasn't the only fantasy-relevant quarterback injured in Week 4, right? Marcus Mariota left with that hamstring injury. Titans currently listing him with the ever-so-helpful day-to-day. Also, Week 5 begins bye weeks. That means Drew Brees, Matt Ryan, Kirk Cousins, and Trevor Siemian all out of action this Sunday. All this adds up to the fact that waivers on Wednesday will be a lot like the top of the NFL draft. Everybody desperately grabbing at quarterbacks. Now, for this week, in terms of streamers, I like Carson Palmer at Philadelphia, available in 44% of ESPN leagues, same as Tyrod Taylor, who I like most for the rest of the year, if they're available. But if they're gone, here are some quarterbacks that are available in over 50% of ESPN.com leagues. I've put them in order in which I'd grab them for the rest of the season, right? Number 1, Deshaun Watson. He's the third-ranked quarterback in fantasy since becoming the starter in Week 2. Andy Dalton. He's thrown 6 touchdown passes in his last 2 games after a slow start. Thank you, Bill Lazor. Jared Goff has had at least 16 fantasy points in 3 of his 4 games this season. The Sean McVay effect is real. And Eli Manning, second in the NFL in pass attempts. He's QB4 over the last 2 weeks. Of that group, I love Watson the most. He's a legit top 10 quarterback the rest of the way. But if you just need a Week 1 streamer and you're desperate, none of the guys I've mentioned are available, kind of like Josh McCown at Cleveland and Jacoby Brissett home against San Fran.